It's also time for the handoff. D-Lo and KC joining us now.
What's good?
Oh, you know,
What's up, man?
vibing.
All vibes, baby.
Doing my best Jesse Tapia impression on the day of his wedding.
That's right, man. Salute to our
Take a
man
lap.
Jesse. Yeah, take a lap.
Fencing back.
Fencing back.
Not on this show, pal.
Yeah. Number one defense, my ass.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, that's
It's
an
an
all-timer.
Put it on the
Yes,
cake.
indeed. Huh?
Put it on the cake.
But yeah, yeah, absolutely. Number one defense, my ass. Yeah, get that. We need to get that tweet framed for. You know how you can frame a
Oh,
tweet.
hey.
Put it on the shirt.
Hey, I was gonna say, should
That's
we
it.
get that on a T-shirt
That's a great idea.
for when he comes back?
That's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great
Do you think?
idea.
Hey, do you think we could get that turned around?
I think we could pull it off quick enough. I think we could do it.
I'm so serious. I
I
will
think
pay.
we can do it.
I have an exorbitant amount of money in my head that I'd be willing to pay for that.
I don't think it'll cost that. We just have to figure out how to get the tweet
Dr.
in
David.
a high. Yeah,
Oh, that's easy to go.
we
get.
needed it in a high resolution.
That's easy work.
And if we get it in a high resolution PNG, we could put it on a T-shirt or a hoodie or both or a hat or a whole suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. And give that to Jesse. Number
love
one
that.
defense, my ass.
And then we'll all wear them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. I think
Welcome back.
I hope he's not listening.
we have to. If he's listening,
Damn.
no, just emphatically no. We could do this.
Yeah.
We could do this. We have to get to work on it immediately, but we could pull this off.
I know a guy.
You do know a guy.
James has a guy.
You do know
That's
a
sort of
guy.
what I was hinting at, but I didn't want to volunteer
Okay,
James.
so
guy.
I was
He's kind of my guy. But
I didn't think
James
of
got
that.
more than my guy.
I was thinking of our Shopify account where we get all of our stuff made. Turnaround is a little bit slower, but if you move fast, order bulkish, you could get it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We got a not Drew, but a local guy.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's kind of a bar.
Kind of, right?
Where do you guys want to talk about? I would like to start.
My Giants. Talk about that.
Your boy Jackson
Huh?
Dart. That's your boy.
Well, that's not my boy.
Well,
It's not my.
no,
It's not.
it's not your
not.
boy
It's
like Nick Bosa.
Brian
That's
Dable.
correct.
Brian
That's
Dable.
correct.
Brian Dable's your boy.
No, he's not.
That
But I.
jackass.
Brian Dable. Dude, that was the worst display of anything I've ever seen.
Hey, what's going on here? Where's my? Hey, I'm not going to Russell Wilson. Hey, get your ass out here. Hey, I don't care if his brain is bleeding. Get him out there.
He sees 9 of you, coach.
I don't care. Russell Wilson can't see any of me. Get him out there.
And then the throw Russ made on third down was like, oh no.
Oh man.
So he didn't want your ass out there.
Just
Call timeout.
call time.
Do
out,
anything.
Run the ball. You had Scatterboo.
You
Just do something. You don't have to send the guy out there when he's seeing 4 of the running backs.
That's how bad it's gotten for Russell Wilson. I'm sorry. We don't have to talk about that. What were you leading us to? This is your show.
Oh no, I was gonna lead us to Kenny's Philadelphia Phillies last night with maybe the worst way to lose again. I can't think of a worse. I think Kyle Williams in the 2011 NFC title game is as close as I can get, just from in my memory bank.
So
Of one dude making a play that was like, oh, that lost the game.
So the ruling was a throwing error.
But
Was the error the actual throw or where he threw it?
where he threw it.
Well, he threw the ball 7 feet away from the catcher.
No,
Like,
for sure.
so that was the problem.
Yeah.
that was definitely a problem. But the decision.
the bigger
was-
issue was
was
his
an
catcher
issue.
was telling him to throw to first
Right, his
base.
catcher was not ready to receive it.
Yeah, his catcher's like right here. Hey!
Now, this is nitpick, and I feel bad for the guy. I feel terrible for him.
Oh yeah,
the
that's
young
brutal.
fella.
Yeah, that's brutal.
He's a
That's
young
brutal.
guy. I think he's a rookie. He got caught up. He got caught up 2 years ago for the first time. But
He was a rookie 2 years
Kirkering?
ago.
Yeah,
Kirkering, yeah.
yeah. It was because I saw last night. I don't know if it came across any of your guys' Twitter feed, but his major league debut, his dad is in the stands, and his dad is just bawling the entire inning.
Oh, I remember that.
Just crying,
Yeah,
and
I remember
clapping
that.
and crying,
Yeah.
and all this other stuff. And So that's why I knew he was a younger guy.
I don't think that I registered that was him, but I
didn't
very
know that
much
until I saw
remember
the
that
clip.
moment.
Yeah. And I just feel terrible for him. Now, the catcher, this just attention to detail, just little things sometimes, right? Just little things. The point is good. The point is correct. You have to scream.
Yeah.
1 1 1 1 1.
Yeah.
1 1 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm not blaming him or anything. This is just the little things that, like, you teach people. You teach kids. Like, sometimes hand signals isn't good enough. Sometimes you have to communicate
1000%.
and be loud in those moments.
Sound like Doug Christie yesterday.
Yeah. To kind of snap. Because the guy, his mind was moving 1 trillion miles per hour in that moment. And you got to do everything you can at that moment to snap him out of it. And sometimes it's verbal communication. And I'm not sure he got that right there.
I know the throw was bad. He wouldn't have gotten him.
No.
The bigger issue, the bigger issue was the decision, not that the throw wasn't going to get there. It was the decision to throw home.
Yeah, and you could just see it because you work on that stuff all the time. As pitchers do PFPs, pitcher fielding practice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is just a thing. I bet he has done that exact thing. Okay, ground ball back to the pitcher, you field it, you throw to first 10,000 times in his life. But in that moment, and James and I talked about this earlier, I think if that's a July game against the A's, I think he probably makes the right play.
Mm-hmm. Well, for sure.
But in that spot, he kicks the ground ball initially, and then it was just full panic mode.
Yeah.
Picks the ball up, and then I think his brain is like, I'm not going to have time to throw to first. I need to take the shortest throw possible.
And I think that's what he said. He was like, it's a straight shot in front of me versus, I messed up by the ball hitting my foot.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was better to go to home than try to turn and go to Bryce.
Mm-hmm.
Even at that moment, the catcher needs to read that too and realize that he's not going to throw to first and put your foot on home plate and act like a first baseman.
He couldn't have got that ball. That throw was gone.
Yeah, but I also think, like, make yourself a target, because I think the pitcher, when he sees, he looks up to throw home and the dude's yelling to go to first base. It's like, it was too late now. Right. Like, I've got to throw. And then he doesn't throw it the right way to home plate because he's looking at the catcher who's not ready.
But once again, go ahead, Kyle.
You talk about yelling 1-1-1. That stadium's loud.
Yeah.
You're panicking internally.
Yeah.
You're thinking all the things that, like, I bet he didn't hear a peep in that. That could have been a dead quiet stadium. And I think in that moment, but then you factor in the crowd noise and you factor in the panic. I don't think he's hearing it, even if Real Muto's standing there with a freaking megaphone.
Right.
Like, I just don't. I said this earlier. I don't say this to knock the guy because I feel horrible for him.
Mm-hmm.
He choked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Harrison Barnes didn't choke because he missed a 3 against the Warriors, right? That's not a choke. He just missed a shot. That guy in that moment completely broke down all the fundamentals that he has ever been taught, because I think it got to him that the season was on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I was watching the game, and I remember maybe a batter before. I don't think it was that batter. I think it was a batter before, and I was just watching, and I just looked at him, his the way he moved. I said, this guy's nervous as hell.
Mm-hmm.
This guy shook. And I'm not even saying that to say like something's wrong. That was a unbelievably high intense situation. And yeah, you're going to be nervous. And it just was all over his face, all over his movements. At least to me, I was like, man, this dude nervous. But I think he got the out to get the second out. He might have walked. No, they intentionally walked Shohei, and they put Mookie Betts up there. Or is that a different inning?
That was a different inning. That was the one where Mookie had the sick ass take on 100, like right above the zone.
To tie it. That's right.
So
Paez was the guy who got the hit, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
well, the E1. Yeah. But yeah. Kerkering came in the bottom of the 11th with his team down 2-1 in the National League Division Series on the road. And he comes in with runners on first and third and 1 out. And they go, 2 outs. There's 2 outs. Muncy goes to second on defensive indifference. Then they walk Kike Hernandez, not intentionally, but he walks him. So he has now walked a batter to load the bases in this already high intensity scenario. And then induces a dribble. He induced a weak ground ball to the pitcher. He did it.
He did a great job.
And he just didn't execute.
Man.
Oh, it's just brutal.
The
24-year-old kid from Huntington Beach.
Probably
Is
had
that an hour from the stadium.
Probably had a gang of family in the stands.
Yeah, like
God, I
feel
feel
terrible for the guy.
You can be
terrible.
upset as a fan. I saw so many people on the internet last night like, I don't feel bad for him. He's a like, yeah, no, he should have made the play. That is without question. That was a difficult play that he didn't make. Like, no, he should have made it. He choked. But also, I know if you have any kind of empathy, if you've ever messed up anything on any level, it was not close to the amount that he just messed up.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how I feel when I mess up. I know how I feel when I mess up when I don't play the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine how I would have slept.
Though,
That's horrible.
these are things I think about all the time in sports. And I think somebody said it perfectly in one of the tweets, man. Human beings play these games, man. Human beings play these games. And we can sit up here as media members and fans and critique the aftermath and what they should have done and all this other stuff. But it is literally easier said than done sometimes.
No doubt.
You're a human being. And like you said perfectly, we get nervous on way smaller, less intensity things. Just imagine in those situations what's going through those guys' heads, what's going through their bodies. And sometimes it doesn't work out, man. And like I said, I feel bad for the guy. When I say this, I'm not blaming the manager. But I was doing some more research about that moment. There's a good argument he shouldn't have been in the game. I think one of the guys said since like August 1st, he had 13 appearances where he inherited runners in relief. 8 times runners scored in those appearances. Like that was like, he probably shouldn't have been in the game. Luzardo, I know they were trying to go righty and all this other stuff, but I felt the exact opposite watching Luzardo than I did about this young guy. Luzardo was confident. He felt great out there. And I know they were trying to go righty. I would have just left him out there, man. At that point, was it about an inning in a third, inning and 2/3 that he had pitched? And he looked great. I would have kept him out there.
Yeah, he was at 1 2/3. So he struck out Freddie Freeman, gives up the single to Tommy Edman, gets Will Smith on a line out, and it looked like Smith might have hit it out. And then Muncy singled to center to put runners at the corners, and that's when they made the pitching change.
Yeah, I would have left him out there.
I think I would have too. Man,
but the Dodgers are moving on to
They sure are. I was trying to avoid.
He's handling that well.
No, he's doing great.
7th time in 10 years.
And now I don't know what's going to happen. To be honest with you, I don't know what's going to happen because I think the Brew Crew can beat and would beat the Dodgers. I don't believe the Cubs can, but who knows what's going to happen in that game 5 because Milwaukee all of a sudden can't hit. They can't hit on the road. So now it's just going to be a waltz to the World Series for the Dodgers if the Cubs get in there.
You are taking this well.
This is ridiculous.
This is going good.
My last hope is the damn Blue Jays. My boy Vlad Guerrero Jr. That's my last hope, it looks like. Because the Cubs ain't going to get it done. The Cubs
believe in the
Tigers
Tigers or the Mariners?
No, they ain't beating the Dodgers. They ain't beating the Dodgers. You got to be able to hit with these boys. And I only see one team that can hit with these boys.
I don't trust the Dodgers bullpen. Roki Sasaki was unbelievable last night, but you can't do that every time. You can't have him going 3 innings a night. Hey, that's pretty gangster though. Recently converted closer, 23 years old, come into a high pressure situation, 9th, 10th, 11th, and you're just perfect for 3 innings.
He was nails.
Or 8th, 9th, and 10th. 8th, 9th, and 10th. Yeah,
he was nails. And another thing, where's Pablo Torre? Let's investigate this. Let's investigate this. What's
I love that
going
Pablo
on?
is the new call for like investigating something.
Hey, I want you to say what you're going to say, Kenny. I love that. Just that's the call for any journalism. Anytime a journalism needs to be done, people are like, "Where's Pablo?"
You got that
There's
corner
other people
unlocked.
who do this.
I think there's cheating going on with the Dodgers.
Oh,
How is Ohtani up every damn inning? Every inning. Oh, on deck is Shohei Ohtani. What? He just batted.
You know,
3 batters ago. He just was up.
you know he's like 1 of 18 now.
1 for 18 with like 9 strikeouts.
I would have walked
Hey,
his ass too.
Lazardo,
Yeah, right.
Lazardo
Yeah.
diced his
Oh, my
ass
God.
up. Pause last
When he got
night.
that,
That was
that was
crazy. No,
no, seriously, no,
okay.
come on.
That's
That was for
fine.
Jesse.
Not in this league,
That's
pal.
for Jesse.
Take a lap.
Take a lap. Yeah.
Hey, when he got them on that call third strike, I said, "Ooh, Lazardo was good." That's why
That was
I wouldn't have took
nasty.
him out, man. I wouldn't have took him out, but that's hindsight. Like I understand the matchup thing. I probably wouldn't have.
Yeah, but he's a starter. He could have kept going.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were gonna have him for like 4 innings.
He
Yeah,
was
I did too.
phenomenal this year for them.
Yeah, shout out to A's legend.
Baby
have a-
Jesus.
Lazardo.
I have a Kings question.
Uh-oh.
Please.
Oh, thank God, because you're handling this Dodgers thing great.
Kings Blazers tonight. Kenny,
For
thoughts?
For the record, this is a Jackie Robinson hoodie, not a Dodgers hoodie. Because I understand the confusion. I want it to be clear. This is a
1000%.
Jackie Robinson.
1000%.
Couldn't have wore this on another day.
It dawned on me, like when I saw you in the parking lot, and I thought, well, there's not a lot I can do about
That'd
it
be
Your
now.
own
Bad
people.
beat here.
It be your own people.
If it matters, it's the Brooklyn Dodgers.
No, great point. Does Kenny
don't
does
encourage
Kenny hate Jackie Robinson?
Oh, good question. Great question.
No, I am on record saying
He longs for the era of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig.
You look at the
Yogi
Sure.
Berra.
You look at
Joe.
the old pictures, and it's like very clear what side of the stadium is allowed to sit there. And then there's Kenny. Yeah, boo, boo.
me and Jerry Jones just trying to see what's
Yeah,
out.
trying to see-
Just trying to see what's going on.
Yeah, you
Wow.
might have to leave for that. That is egregious. King's question.
These are on the thoughts on 80 because this happened around, a little bit before Scandia, right before that.
Hey, thoughts on 80 needs to get sponsored.
Yeah,
I'm
thoughts
writing
on
that
80
down.
by
Jotting down
Caltrans.
this
Brought to you by Caltrans.
Yeah, hey,
There it is.
Caltrans.
Slow for the cone zone. If the Kings in 2022 NBA draft, if they would have taken Shaedon Sharpe instead of Keegan Murray, would they be in a better position today?
No,
Mm.
and I like Shaedon Sharpe.
And I'm going to answer that with you're listening to KIFM with Sacramento.
It's not an answer.
KRXQ HD2 Sacramento, ESPN 1320 Sacramento sports leader, always free in the Odyssey
Well,
app.
it's better than the customary James both answer. So
Absolutely not. They would not be in a better situation
why?
because I mean, Shaedon Sharpe played 72 games last year, but for a team that realistically was just kind of a hodgepodge group of players, he has not been able to stay healthy outside of that. And so I don't know. I don't know that that's a player that I'm ready to build around. I mean, there's a big reason why Keegan Murray is probably going to get an extension right now and Shaedon Sharpe isn't, or most likely isn't. And that's because Shaedon Sharpe he's just an unknown, like still. He basically he's Jonathan Kuminga. Like
He's not that far. He's
Jonathan Kuminga who got opportunities.
he's
Do you think
I
he's
don't know.
better or worse?
than Keegan Murray.
No, Kuminga.
I think he's better than Kuminga.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's better than Kuminga. I asked the question because one of the big issues that we all talk about, that everybody talks about with the Kings, is what are we doing? There's nothing here to go forward with.
Mhm.
It's all like current good players or older players or role players. There's nothing here for the future. And Shaedon Sharpe, last year in 72 games, 18 points per game, 18 and a half points per game,
Mhm.
4.5 rebounds, shot 45% from the field, 31 from three. He's 22 years old. That alone is more appealing than probably anything on this roster right now.
I don't
said-
disagree that like there's a bunch of upside still with Shaedon Sharpe, but again, that team was it's tough because his role
Mhm.
like grew as the season went on because they had a bunch of injuries and stuff like that, and because they sat a bunch of veterans. I don't think that Keegan's ever had the type of opportunity to go put up these numbers, but Keegan's still a player who you can rely on to play 35 minutes a night against any team in the NBA, 82 games a year.
But that's fine. What is that doing for the trajectory of this team, of this franchise? That's kind of what I'm getting at. If you had a Shaedon Sharpe at 22 years old who looks like T-Mac.
So let me ask this: where would Shaedon be in the lineup?
At the shooting guard position. And like we can go down another rabbit hole that I was thinking this when I was probably around, I was a little past Scandia when I got here. You probably don't go after Zach LaVine.
That's from Eureka Boulevard.
You probably right by that Kaiser that's on off the freeway, right around there. But you probably don't go after Zach LaVine if you have Shaedon Sharpe at 22 years old.
This is an unanswerable question, but
Kyle thought of this when he was stuck on 65.
yeah,
The daily occurrence.
I don't get to 65.
No, I know.
I thought of this while I was sitting here in Studio One. I don't know that Shaedon Sharpe is where he is as a player right now if he played for the Kings. I don't think Mike Brown would have given Shaedon Sharpe the runway that Portland.
Co-signing what Hammer said.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That might not
I
have
totally
been the best
agree.
decision
Sure.
by Mike Brown.
Mike Brown. Do you think Mike Brown might make a bad decision?
Maybe.
That's a weird thing to key on.
I would say
Matt George just threw his remote control if he's listening.
Mike Brown did put Keegan Murray in the game after game 1 of his rookie season. That first game, Keegan didn't play, right?
Keegan
he did. But didn't he have COVID?
Yeah,
like
COVID.
he missed maybe the first game or whatever.
Casey Okpala started, right?
I think he played against the Clippers.
And he came off the bench though.
Yep.
And then he started. And then we never saw Casey Okpala again.
Ever.
Damn.
Is he in the league?
No.
He's chilling with Flipside.
Oh man.
Oh.
Man.
Yeah. Actually, I think Keegan missed game 1, and then he played the other 81.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the one game he didn't start was, I think, game 2.
Yeah.
And then he started from then on. We can't just act like Mike Brown didn't play guys at all. He just focused on one young player that was going to play.
But I don't think Mike Brown would have been as quick to play that Shaedon Sharpe, that 18-year-old Shaedon Sharpe.
Yeah,
I agree.
19.
Had a lot to learn.
It's possible.
Mhm.
And it's not even I'm not trying to shade Mike Brown. It's just I don't think he would have given him the same runway.
I agree.
At that point in his career. But I only bring it up because I honestly think the Kings are in a better position if you have Shaedon Sharpe on the team right now instead of Keegan Murray. Because at the very least, you have somebody that's what do we might really have something here. We might have, I'm not saying he's going to get there or not. I'm just saying it would be a legit question. Do we have an all-star here?
If the
Do we have a
Blazers,
potential all-star? I don't think there's anybody you can say that about on this roster right now.
if the Blazers called you right now, or called Scott Perry, and Scott Perry said, "I don't know what to do. I need to call Kenny. He's probably on 80 right now."
That's how it happens.
Yeah. So
I bet he's by Scandia.
But it's Candy.
yeah, 1,000%. And he goes, Kenny,
Mr. Carroll.
should I, Mr. So
Well,
you're
no,
right. You're absolutely
he'd
right.
say Kenny.
That's
He
right.
ain't
It's-
call me
no,
Mr. Carroll.
here's how Kenny's driver answers.
Yeah, right.
He
This
says,
is a great call.
"Hey, what's up, Dan?
Yeah,
Do you want? Can I speak with Mr.
Because his
Carroll?"
driver's definitely named Dan.
He said, can I speak with Kenny? And Dan said, who? And he said, sorry, can I speak with Mr. Caraway? It says, Kenny.
Scott Perry's on the phone again. Do you want to talk to him? Sure.
I
Patch him through
guess.
to the back, and he sends him through to the.
Put him on speaker. I'll talk to him from way back
What was
here.
the caller? The caller, or the driver was Sean on Power, right? That was the
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
but we know you're not. We know Dan.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Daily power mention.
nickname Dan the White Driver.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Driving Mr. Caraway.
Mhm.
So
role
who?
reversal. Got him. Get back.
What was
Hates
I gonna
Jackie
say?
Robinson.
Okay,
though.
that's right. Out on Jackie Robinson. No, if Scott Perry called and said, Kenny, the Blazers want to trade Keegan Murray for Shaedon Sharpe straight across, do you thumbs up or thumbs down?
I thumbs up it, but we have a problem because of Zach LaVine being there. So
So you can't do that trade.
No, I'd figure out the Zach LaVine thing later.
I don't agree. I don't think you can figure things because someone becomes becomes trade market wise worthless.
And
it's my bogey buddy argument. The second you acquire him, someone on the market becomes worthless.
And you can afford, and because of his age, though, you have time to bring Shaedon off the bench. He's 22 years old. Like you'd have time. Now, I'm not saying they'd be a better team this year.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be a worse team this year, I think. But you're starting to see. Does anybody?
Who's your four?
Fine. We'll have
Neek?
somebody.
Man, this is falling
No,
apart.
we'll have somebody included. But right now, what is the vision? I'm not saying this is the answer. What is the vision for 3 years from now?
Dude, that's the question we've been trying to ask you.
I know. I get it. I never said
It took a trip to Scandia for him to.
He's just out there. He's like, man, this sixth screen is tough. What are they doing 3 years from now?
No, I've never disputed that, though.
Yeah.
I've never disputed that. They don't have a clear vision for 3 years from now.
Agreed.
At the very least, I can start to make an argument that, all right, this guy's going to be part and maybe a big part of what we do 3 years from now. I'm not even sure if I would keep him, but can we say definitively Keegan Murray is like what they're going to be building around or part of what they're going to be building around 3 years from now?
No.
They don't have not one person on that roster like that.
I agree.
And a 22-year-old Shaedon Sharpe who's coming off a season, granted, like James pointed out, this is one of his first healthy seasons, but coming off a season where he was able to average 18.5 points per game at 22 years old, all the metrics have him looking like a 20 point per game scorer in this league in his sleep. Let me see that. He's better than Kuminga, in my opinion, like we talked about earlier. And we were talking about Kuminga might be somebody you could move forward with in the future.
But I think part of the issue with Shaedon is he's between the two is the different position.
Mm-hmm.
You might talk about something that you have in like 3 years. You still have to get through probably the next two.
Mm-hmm.
What do you tell Shaedon in that regard? And what do you do with the four?
Well, DeMar, that'll free me up
Maxime
to possibly.
Reno.
No, Drew Eubanks. You saw how he played the other day, but
in like 13 minutes.
No, don't minor details.
All
Right. Against second stringers, but minor details. But in that case, that probably makes DeMar DeRozan expendable earlier than you want to. So what you might end up doing is having Shaedon play that role of DeMar DeRozan.
He shoots 31% from three. 33 on his career.
It's not going to get it done.
I don't know. I thought it was relevant. Maybe it's not. I don't know. I like Shaedon too. I just don't think I could go for that trade right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your original question is more enticing.
Mm.
If they had drafted him instead of him, what would it look like? There's no Zach LaVine here.
Mm-hmm.
Almost certainly, there's no Zach LaVine in that regard.
So
I have no clue what it looks like. Absolutely none.
I think there's such a massive cause and effect here, because Keegan Murray was drafted specifically to fill the role that he fills, because they already had De'Aaron Fox, they already had Domantas Sabonis, they already had Kevin Huerter, and they were looking for a very specific type of player who could be that 3-and-D wing that they didn't really have on the roster at that point. I think if you and he helped them get to the playoffs. Keegan Murray was a key cog in a playoff rotation. I think if you draft Shaedon Sharpe, you're probably not winning 48 games, and you're probably not going to the playoffs that year.
Probably not.
And there's a whole domino effect that comes with that, because now Mike Brown is probably not the coach the following year, and I think it's a difficult question to get your head around, because there's so many dominoes that fall off of it. Good conversation.
I gave you guys
and we're done now.
An answer to that nondescript future that we have right now, though. And y'all said no. Like there's no. We're back to. We don't have nothing. We don't have no potential, and I'm not saying Shaedon is that. I'm just saying there's no inkling of a franchise player on this roster right now.
I think we may disagree on this, but let's assume they're going to make the same amount. Shaedon Sharpe hasn't gotten paid yet, has he?
No, I don't think so. No.
No.
He's
No.
eligible,
so-
but he
No,
hasn't
no,
gotten
James
anything.
just
Okay, so
mentioned that. No.
let's pretend the money's going to be the same for the next 5 years. I think it's easier to build around a player like Keegan than it would be around Shaedon Sharpe. I think you'd rather have a player like Keegan than a player like Shaedon Sharpe because I think it's easier to find players who do what Shaedon Sharpe does.
I disagree.
Well, I think the point he's making is that Cam Thomas can't get a contract, and that there are other players around the league that are that type of scorer that are struggling to make any money. I mean, Gary Trent is again playing for like league minimum, despite the fact that he averaged 19 points a game like 2 years ago, and he's still young. So like, I get what Kyle's saying about like, hey, there's a scorer and like you can find other players like that. But I do see the ceiling. I mean,
Sure.
I do like the ceiling of Shaedon Sharpe is like off the charts. Like I still think that there's a ton there. He's to the point where he also has to go in and prove that that's who he is and that he's there for 82 games. And it doesn't matter who's playing a point guard or anything else. So yeah, I mean, like, look, if you could get a Shaedon Sharpe on your roster, I would totally agree with that move. Just like again, I can buy into going and getting Kuminga. I can, like buy into it because I don't particularly love his style of play, but I do understand that he's 22 years old with 4 years in the league, and the potential is there for him to be really much better than he is. But there's always going to be the question of like, what exactly is he? And are you like throwing money down a well, hoping that a guy is going to figure out not just, how good he can be, but also if he's not as good as he thinks he is, can he be something, better than he is today? And so there's always that question for me with Kuminga. And I think with Shaedon Sharpe, there's a question too, because of the health issues. Not that I guess, like he missed one season, like a huge portion of one season, but overall, I guess he's played 2 of his 3 years for the most part.
The reason why I say I disagree, Kyle, and this is just philosophically how I look at it. We've talked about it before. Is I just think you can find 3-and-D 6'6" to 6'8" guys anywhere at any time. Like that aren't like that are fourth options that hit the corner three. It really baffles me that the Kings can't just find them anywhere. Like that is crazy to me.
I think that's it. The Kings have several guys, Malik Monk, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, who can score like that.
Yeah, but
and they have one guy who does what Keegan does.
Right. But I think guys that could score 20 to 25 points a night, I don't think that's as easy to come by as other people do. I think we talked about this with Eddie one day. That is not easy. People think they can, like, oh, give me the shots. I can score 20, 25. Like, because I hit open threes when I'm open, or because when you're the guy, when you're expected to score 20 to 25 points per game, defenses are scheming for you. There aren't a lot of guys that can do that. That's why those guys get paid hundreds of $1 million on the contract, because not everybody can do that. We look at guys like Keon Ellis. No disrespect to any of these guys. I value what they could do. But Keon Ellis, Lou Dort, Alex Caruso, Daniel House when he was with the Rockets, PJ Tucker, all these are guys off the scrap heap. And they came in and were, Keon hasn't had the opportunity yet, but are vital pieces to winning basketball teams. You can find them anywhere, I believe, which once again baffles me that the Kings can't find one other guy to fill that role, because they're all over college. What's his name? Who was the great defender now in Portland? Kamara.
Oh yeah,
he's second round, late round. This guy was just sitting there. They're all over the place if you know what you're doing.
So I think the thing that I don't necessarily disagree. I think the thing with Shaedon Sharpe specifically is in the modern NBA and in the way the game is today. I don't think all 20-point scores are created equal. And I think when you have to be a tough shot maker and you're not a consistent 3-point shooter, I don't want to have to build around that. I don't think I might be missing one, but I'm trying to go through the really good teams that have a focal point who's a great scorer, not a good shooter, and not a good defender. And I can't think of one.
Yeah, and to be honest with you too, I think we're going to see what Shaedon Sharpe is this year. When you look at Denny Avija and how he's, developed as, sort of a jack of all trades 3, and then you add Drew Holiday to that team, like they are set up, especially with Simons gone, for him to be a offensive focal point. Now, the problem might be that what you're saying, that he's the only offensive focal point, and that's when life gets really difficult. That's where you have to face, again, the Keegan Murray and Keon Ellis tandem all night long against a team like the Kings. He's gonna have to play those guys. Like they're gonna defend him because there isn't someone else on that team that you really fear is gonna go for 20. So.
Yeah, I agree. What are you guys looking for tonight?
Well, we got Portland tonight.
Yeah. What's the number one thing when you watch the game tonight that you hope to take away from the game?
I want to see more fluidity in the offense. I want to see a more like real version of what I think the offense will be.
Sure.
I don't need DeMar to let guys kind of figure things out. Like I need DeMar to play like he's going to play in 2 weeks. I thought Zach was terrific. I want to see. I want to see. I think I want to see more from the starters, especially on the offensive end. I want to see this pace thing that Doug was talking about because I did not see that the other day.
Nope.
They all pinpointed over helping. I need to see that not be a thing tomorrow. Like I told Kenny this yesterday. It's easy to point out what happened. It's easy to point out, look at the film and point out what went wrong. I think it's a lot more difficult to fix it. Malik, Doug, everybody pointed it out yesterday. Well, now you got to fix it. And that's what I want to see tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we need the check-ins, right? Like, I know it's kind of a weird thing, but I thought both Domas and Zach LaVine on game 1 had check-in moments. You're like, oh yeah, that's what we're going to see during the regular season. There he is. I think the rest of the guys, like Keegan Murray, has to have a check-in night. He's got to hit his 3-point shots. He can't just look that bad. The same thing with DeMar. DeMar not, scoring within the flow of the offense. I thought he was good with, the 3 rebounds and 3 assists early. I thought that was fine, but you're waiting for him to actually take over and be a scorer. And then again, Dennis Schroeder, he needs to, like, it's okay for him to be a pass first point guard, which I don't really think he's been throughout his career, but I need more than the 0 for 3 or whatever he was on the night. Like he's got to figure out how he fits into that group of players and kind of take off from there.
Yeah, I don't mean to sound redundant, but it's the same things I'm looking for. I need specifically DeMar DeRozan and Dennis Schroeder to all right, it's time to show up for the season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you don't have to play your best game ever, but I don't want to see what I saw on Wednesday from those two. I want to see you guys active. I want to see you involved. I want to see you hitting shots and just say, okay, like James said, check-in moment. I'm here. I'm getting ready to start the season. I'm here. We used to talk about this when we would have when we run these summer camps, man. And the kids would come in and they're not going hard. Hey, take your cool jacket off. Leave your cool jacket off at the door. And Dennis and DeMar, I know you guys are vets. You're going to pace yourself. You know what you have to do to get ready for the season. But I would like to see, just if you ask what I'd like to see, I'd like for them to take their cool jacket off tonight and get ready to get after it.
Well, who did you say specifically there?
DeMar and Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah, that's where it's like, I get what you're saying. You're going to do what you got to do to get ready for the regular season. But also I'm of the mind, like I can't get the exact same DeMar DeRozan that has been around forever. If there's going to be a little bit different version of DeMar DeRozan, whether it's defensively, offensively, whatever it is, like I got to see it. If it's just going to be the same thing going into the year, like then, all right, I get that. Then I don't feel great. But if you see DeMar DeRozan, whether it's ratcheting up defensively a little bit or being more of a distributor being a distributor more consistently, that's where, and you see the offensive fluidity that you're talking about, D'Lo. That's where I'm like, oh, okay, maybe this can work. Maybe this can be different. I think it's really tough when you're year 16 for DeMar? 17. When you're in year 17, huh?
He's pretty good though.
No, he's a really good player. But I think for if they're going to maximize what this team is, I think you need a little bit different version of them.
Well, that, and I would also say with Keegan, like, I get that you're being more aggressive. I get that, like the 4 blocks were cool. Man, hit your damn shots.
Dude, you got to make some shots.
Like, because I think what we're waiting for is that moment where everybody else goes, okay, we feel comfortable with saying he's arrived and we're going to allow him to be the guy that some people think he can be. Right. Mm-hmm. And if you're going to go out there and you're going to shoot 0 for 4 from 3 and you're going to go 2 of 9 from the field, it's like, man, like, demand that you're the guy and show us. Don't tell us, show us on the court that you're the guy. And then maybe we'll accept that and start leaning that way and allow it and help you become that guy. But until you do, like, again, like going out there and missing 3-pointers by, barely grazing the iron on some of your threes, like, I know you worked on your game and I know you've shot a bunch of threes, but man, you've got to hit those shots.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just, did you, I know you didn't go to shoot around yesterday because you were here with us. Did you hear Doug's response to the 11 blocks?
No.
His response was essentially,
yeah.
Like, go watch the video. I think Tone asked him about it. Hey, the team had 11 blocks. He's like, yeah. A lot of those were, weak side blocks. And
I told you, like,
but
they're not the type of blocks you're going to get in a regular game.
Possibly have cared less.
Yeah.
Couldn't have.
Yeah. And you know what, Keegan, too? And I want to see him, just like everybody else, be more aggressive. What I thought I saw in that first game is I felt like I just saw him taking shots and being aggressive for the sake of being aggressive.
That's
yes,
what I mean.
Not
no
taking
doubt
the right shots or good shots or shots within his game. He's just like, I'm gonna just put him up. And I know we go, nitpicking or maybe I nitpick with Keegan with that, but I don't want that. Like, if I want to see you take shots within your game, within the flow of the offense, and be aggressive, be ready for those shots, not just take any shot. And Matt George brought up a good point yesterday, which, we want to see how it plays out in the preseason. Much like a quarterback in training camp, Kyle, who throws interceptions, he's like, I got to try it. Let me try it here and see what I can get away with. Maybe that's what Keegan was doing. Maybe Keegan was like, all right, let me push the envelope a little bit to see where my comfort level is in the offense with these shots. And maybe that's what he's going to do all preseason. And once the season starts, he'll get more into the flow. But I don't want him taking shots just to take shots. I want better percentage shots.
Yeah, within the offense.
Yeah, within the offense and within his skill set as well.
I think the only one that I saw that was like was the turnaround, like in the key, where he, like, that looked a little forced. But outside of that, I thought most of the threes were good looks. We talked about it earlier. The one play where he caught the ball and really quickly moved it right to Schroeder for a wide open 3 and Schroeder missed it.
Yeah,
I think it's the right play. But at the same time, I like the decision making. Because it was like caught and gone. Like, the pass was gone. I would have liked to seen catch, fake the pass, shoot the ball. Because that's where it's like, hey, you are a higher percentage shooter. You need to be the one taking that shot.
And that's one of those things that Doug was talking about, where he has to be thinking about faking the pass before he has the ball in his hands.
Oh, yeah.
Now I'll say this, because I heard you guys talking about that specific play earlier. We'll just flip it around. It don't have to be Keegan who shot. It could have been Schroeder who passed it to Keegan who missed. Here's the thing that I will say in a coaching sense. If you're Keegan in that sense and you keep the ball and you shoot it, you better make it, because I want the great shot every time.
Yeah.
So if you fake it, You better make it. If not, I'm gonna be a little pissed off, and you're gonna hear about move that.
What do you guys got coming up on D-Lo, Casey?
You're hanging out. That's
Great.
pretty much
Perfect.
what it is. Yeah.
That may not be a great
Kenny's
sell,
leaving.
but that's
As a
fine.
matter of fact, the best sell ever is the insiders are coming back later on. That's the best sell ever. We've got extra insiders later on in the day. We'll explain all of that once we get going here. And we got a huge football game on Sunday that I'm excited for.
Can't wait for James Ham. I'm Kyle Madsen, and nobody, just us two today. Drink water. Be nice to people. Have a great weekend, everybody.